Hey. Greetings and salutations. My hair is all stuck up. There we go. Oh god. There we go. Stay. There we go. Ah, fuck it. I'm Karen Russmore, welcome to my channel. Currently playing through Pathfinder. Did I tweet? That's the question that is on. I got distracted by the Weetabix baked bean debate, and I can't remember whether I tweeted out. Smooth as ever. I mean, you gotta have a brand, might as well try to be a little bit rough around the edges. How do I see whether I've tweeted or not? Profile? Profile, tweets. Of course, now the internet's taking... Yes, okay, I've tweeted out that I'm going live. Great stuff. Hi, Josh is watching. Hi, my cat. How's everybody doing today? Oh, that's something before I forget. Remind me to bring this up toward, somewhere in the middle and somewhere towards the end. But, Josh, this is actually kind of aimed at you. One of the things is my girlfriend Half Singer Games, who streams on Thursdays, also used to stream at starting midnight my time, which is why the session is 3 hours long and goes up until midnight. At that point, when she went live, I was like, yep, I'm wrapping up here. Close out of my game and raid into her. The thing is, it used to be when she was playing Starfound. Starfound has gone off the air. They're still doing it as a podcast, but they're doing it behind the scenes rather than broadcasting it out live. Fair enough. But at the same token, now on a Thursdays, she's streaming out at... she's still streaming, but she's doing it sooner in the day. By about an hour and a half, something like that. I need to double check with her to see if she's finalized on her schedule. And most of the people who come here, I believe, come here to my earlier game on Tuesdays, which for me is 6 while 9. This is 9 while midnight. Now, if anybody objects, because this is the thing, I don't think I've got too much overlap in terms of the people who come to watch my stream and the people who go to watch her stream. So it's not like her moving it around is going to affect my numbers at all. But I would like to close up the channel and go watch what she's doing, partly why I'm friends with her. So with that in mind... Would my viewers mind if I moved my stream to a little bit earlier in the day? Like I say, it's going to be by about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on when what she gets finalized and situated. And I'm not likely to move it very often. If she decides, oh, this week I'm streaming an hour and a half before you, an hour before you, half an hour before. Changing up times is no problem for you, Josh. Great stuff. So yeah, I'm not going to confirm it this week. Next week it will still be the same time. Going forward, after I've talked to a couple of people and make sure that it's not impacting anybody, I'm likely to shift it once as in like 2 weeks' time. I'm just putting feelers out there for shifting it a little bit earlier so that I can wrap up, go watch her stream, and possibly get into bed before midnight. Probably not. But yeah, I just figured I'd put it to you guys here first, because if anybody was all like, no, it's a problem for me, then I just won't move. It's not your fault that she decided to move her schedule. And I'm not going to penalize you for it. But if everybody's okay with it, then we'll just, like I say, it's a thought that's running through my mind. It started last week when she moved her schedule and I joined in, and it was like, oh, you've already been going for an hour and a half. And then, so like we discussed it, and it's like, yeah, it's more likely to be a permanent change. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll put it to my viewers. Which is now happening this week. Next week, I will have made a decision as to when I'm moving it to, and will announce that I'm moving it, and then the following week, it will move. that all said and done, we are currently playing Pathfinder Kingmaker. We're up to session 47. I think it's 47. It's saying 45 on my screen, and I think that's what I streamed on Tuesday. Was in fact for session 46. Luckily, YouTube reminded me that I'd already done 46 when I was trying to upload it over there, and it's like, oh nope, change it to 46. No, I'd already done 45, but I uploaded it to YouTube as 46. I might have introed it as 45. I can't remember now. I should probably go back and look. And maybe put a little, sort of like edit the video and then basically have a robotic voice over the top where it says, welcome to session 40, and change it to 46. But anyway, that's also potentially far too much effort just for the sake of a joke. If people get confused, I'm sure they'll mention it in the comments. Righty. I don't think there's much else I need to say up top. So the game is loaded. I've got far too much loaded in the background and I don't like it. Epic Games, you're out of here. Ooh, Epic Games. This week. No, I can't exit out of Steam because Pathfinder Kingmaker won't like that. So I can't remember where we're up to in the game. Oh, the Valley of Dead. Yeah. Epic Games, look, if you're boycotting Epic Games for their dubious strategies, not a problem. I don't mind. I did actually think about doing it, but then they got some exclusives on some games that I really wanted, and it was like, and I use Epic Games. I'm more of a gamer than I care about the politics. Still, the thing is, I've not actually switched to the game on the thing yet, and I'm not going to until I've got this rant out of my way. The thing is, Epic Games got shat on a lot for getting a lot of exclusives very early on. And it was all like, but that's not their choice. They can say, we want exclusive with you, here's $1 million. It's up to the producer of the game, the developer of the game, to go, yeah, we'll take the $1 million and give you an exclusive for the year. So this mainly came about, and I think it's really shitty of the developers for doing that, because there was a Kickstarter for Phoenix Point, which is done by the guy who originally did the XCOM series so UFO Enemy Unknown, XCOM Terror from Deep. And that guy, it's Julius, something like that. I cannot remember his surname. But yeah, after he left Microprose, he went on and founded his own little company. And he's made a couple of attempts at very similar games. I think it's one of them where he's had a great idea. Laser Squad was a great idea, which was a precursor to XCOM, not XCOM, UFO Enemy Unknown, and that's gone on to spawn an entire franchise, which I really do like. But anyway, so he split off and set up his own studio, and he came out with a couple of years ago now, somewhere in that, a game called Phoenix Point, which is pretty much in exactly the same style of game as the original XCOM series. I think it might have a more Lovecraftian feel to it, like the XCOM Terror from the Deep than UFO Enemy Unknown, but I can't quite remember now off the top of my head. It's been a while since I played it. The thing is, though, he put that up on a Kickstarter, and it's like, if you back my project, then you can have the game, and it will be available on Steam. And then after the Kickstarter was over, Epic Games turned around and say, here's some money, make it exclusive to us for a year. And the guy went, sure, I'll take the money. And then Epic Games got blamed for it. And it's like, but Epic Games just said, here's money. The guy renegaded a little bit on his Kickstarter commitment, saying yes, it's coming out on Steam, and then it was like, well, actually, it's going to come out on Epic first, roughly about the time that we said that it would, and you can have it on Epic. But a lot of people were like, no, I play games on Steam. I don't want to play it on Epic Store. I was a little bit against the Epic Store. The Epic Games thing is just a pile of steaming crap, if I'm entirely honest. I do not like their web front launcher at all, but it does the job. But at the same token, they've got some exclusives of games that I kind of wanted to get hold of as soon as possible. But one of the things is, yeah, that's my opinion as well. It's like the platform shouldn't get in the way, and using different things, there's no problem with that. One of the things that I do like about Epic Games is, and it's part of their strategy to get people over there, is this week they're currently giving away, or they give away a game every week, or more frequently over Christmas, blah, blah, blah. But this week they're giving away a game called Halcyon 6 Lightspeed Edition, which is an indie game, pixel art, roguelite. Well, I'm not sure if it's roguelite, because I played it once or twice from the start, and it seems to be very set pattern in what it's doing. But it has that feel to it, and there is a bit of rogue elements in there of the fact that you pick a captain of a ship, and that captain has semi-random abilities. But anyway, it's well worth picking up on Epic Games. It's well worth picking up anywhere. I own it on Steam. I own it on my Switch. And so I'm not bothering to pick it up on Epic Games. But at the same token, I saw it and it's like, oh, that's actually a game that I kind of recommend. So yeah, if you're willing to go get it from Epic Games, then it's free for this week up until the 18th. So, my humble opinion, well worth checking out. Anyway, back to what the stream is actually about. It's only taking me 13 minutes to get there. A towering gate blocks your path. The pillars flanking the gates are carved from the mountain itself, and both of the gate and the pillars rise so high that they obscure the mists above. The gate is sealed, but you see no lock, not even a handle. Study the gate. The gates are covered in ancient inscriptions and disturbing depictions of worship and sacrifice, but the inscriptions are far below eye level. So much so you have to take a few steps back in to see them. Far above eye level. So much you have to take a few steps back to see them. In the center, where the two gates meet, is a circular protrusion. Set into it are 3 black hooks. I love the way that description there says that there's hooks on this gate. And a circular protrusion smack bang in the middle, and it's like, don't the writers know that we can actually see the thing? No? Okay. Attempt to translate the inscriptions on the gate. Many words are lost to time and weather, but you make out some glyphs and symbols you recognize, and from there manage to piece together the inscription. In darkness, the doors open. In murk, the truth reveals itself. In gloom, death steps into the halls. Attempt to decipher the images of the gate. Depicting on the gates are 3 cyclopses. Great giants clad in ceremonial garb. They stand before the image of the gate, which is open. Each cyclops is holding aloft a lantern that looks to be a cyclops' skull. Examine the circular protrusion. Your initial idea that some ancient lock lay at the center of the gate proves wrong. The gate is sealed, a solid wall with neither lock nor latch nor keyhole. Perhaps the gate was not meant to be opened. It was meant to seal something inside. Study the hooks set on into the protrusion. The gate seems to be built for giants and their kin, but yet 3 small hooks are set in a circular protrusion in the gate. 5 feet from the ground. If the gate was meant for giants, it's odd that they had set the hooks so low. Peering closer, you see the hooks bear traces of soot and ash. Step back from the gate. Examine the gate's pillars. Massive pillars rise into the mists. You can barely imagine the power it would take to build this gigantic structure.
A mere touch of my master's power. He commands armies, slaves, servants, shapes mountains to his will. This is a monument to his reign, and his reign will come again.
Examine the left pillar. The pillar stands to the windward side, so it is more weathered than the rest of the gate. You can faintly make out the remains of inscriptions that once used to cover the pillar. They used to color the pillar. I would rewrite that sentence there. But they are so faded by wind and the elements as to be unreadable. Study the right pillar. Time and weather have failed to destroy the vast relief that rises from the foot of the pillar, and the wind's its way up. Sorry, I moved this. I need a better setup at some point. Winds or winds? Winds its way up into the mists. And the pillar is covered with intricate geometric patterns, images of lotuses and other flowers, mysterious figures performing strange rituals. The attention to detail is amazing. You need hours to examine every image. It's a good job that we have hours. Examine them all. Step away from the pillars. Throw a stone at the gate. Light the 3 incense burners from the tombs and hang them on the hooks at the center of the gate. You have overcome the gate. Now go to the Valley of Death and go meet your fate. Clouds of smoke billow from the lit incense burners, streaming out of the Cyclops' eye sockets. You quickly realize the smoke isn't rising. It's encircling, engulfing you until all around you is darkness. Out of coffee, I'm reading impaired. So, I hear you think you're immortal. I have a fair few of those. Should check them out sometime and see if the storytellers got enough of them. My diamond dust is fine. I think I've got over 100 diamond dust. I've got 6 supplies, which is good for 1 rest. I'm recently rested. Tristan has all of his spells, and so does everybody else, I believe. We're all healed, and I have 108 diamond dust and 5 full diamonds. And 11 dinosaur bones, although I don't know what they're for. I think at some point I realized that I needed diamond dust, and it was one of them where it's like, oh, I'm so rich I can just buy 100 of it, and it just stacked up with the rest that I had at the time. And I've also got all these potions and scrolls and wands. not for the moment. I'll take skill recommendations if this fails miserably and I have to back out and try again. There's someone on the road. Get ready. If it's this bleeding skeleton. This isn't where the skeleton usually spawns. Or should it just be the game trolling me ever so slightly? +4 enhancement. Giant's Bane. This +4 Giant's Bane Earthbreaker grants the wielder +3 insight bonus to attacks against the undead's attacks. +4 to rolls and damage. And the Bane weapon excels at fighting certain foes. As against a designated foe, it has a enhancement bonus is 2 better than its actual bonus. It also deals an extra 2d6 damage against such foes. That's potentially nice for Little Miss Muppet here. Amory, that's what she's called. And don't tell her I called her Little Miss Muppet to her face. Because yes, it's... See, this is the thing. It's 1 point lower than the Endless War. 1 point lower in damage. Yeah, the crit's a little hit and miss. That's a 19 to 20, but it's only a multiplier of 2. This is only a 20 and a multiplier of 3. So, you win some, you lose some on that. But the interesting thing is the +2 d6 against giants, and Cyclopses count as giants. Also, I don't know where it's coming from. It might be this Harbinger stuff, where it's +3 insight bonus to AC against the undead's attacks. Might also factor in if it's still undead Cyclops. The tablet is covered with the names of dead Cyclopses buried in the Valley of the Dead. The list ends with the statement, "May the Mordecai's army rest in peace, and the ashes rest in peace and ashes until it rises on his demand." Listed on the tablets are names of ancient clans and families that are buried in the huge cemetery. Mysterious phrase concludes the list reads, "Free in life, obedient in death." And then this guy shows up. And what do you know? It's a thick-skinned dread zombie Cyclops. Just gonna wait over here for him to do most of the walking. Also gives me a chance to reorganize people. And make sure that's on the right weapon. It is. There's another one over there that I didn't see.
Consider me provoked.
Sing us a song.
Repent!
thinking it's doing? Yes. It's got 5 bludgeoning DR, but the 2d6 is overcoming that. Nice. And I can sneak attack.
This is for you!
Clean, clean. Ooh. It's like a boss if it manages to hit. But at the same token, took 1 down in a round. I don't see this round being much different. Ta-da! Any way down there? There is a way down there. Why is
All
that guy
according to
just
plan.
lying there? That's disconcerting.
A trivial matter.
Thousands of thousands are buried at the feet of Mordecai. Thousands of thousands will embrace the darkness. And rise at the Master's call. Thousands of thousands will start a new age of glory for the 4 horsemen.
This didn't work. I must be doing it wrong.
I'll fight if I have to!
Tear them apart!
Ah!
You forced my hand.
It's one of them where it's like, I feel like I'm prepared for this. But I also don't want to get too cocky and be so like, I am invincible! Because I'm probably not. Eternal Conduit. The owner of this item gets a +2 enhancement bonus with attack to attacks with touch spells. It's not bad. I mean, there's only one person that I know uses a scion. I don't bring her out.
I'm listening. Don't hesitate.
I'm not afraid! You can't stop me!
Pretty sure they can have a damn good go at it. I don't know what's happening. Nice. I just got a bunk. Hey, Christopher. Welcome to my stream. If I'm not mistaken, Manapot Studios. Am I right? It's been a while since I had a new follower, and it's like, oh, did not expect you to turn up if you are who I think you are.
Let us strike as one!
I'm currently playing through some Pathfinder Kingmaker. I'm up to chapter... The Farnhole Vanishing, if you've ever played it. It's been a long haul.
I'll try
This is
to make
session
this swift.
47, and it's been 3 hours a week, or 3 hours a session for the last 37. Before that, it was 2 hours. I did the math today. The end of last session was essentially 125 hours. And I still have no idea how far I am from the end of all of us. It's one of them. I've also, Paizo are doing a stream of Wrath of the Righteous. I think it's on Saturday, and I think it's something like a 12-hour stream. And it's one of them where it's like, I kind of want to go check it out, see what they've done with the engine, see what they've done with, sort of like the gameplay, and maybe get a sneak peek at the new mechanic that they're putting in there that I've heard about. But at the same token, I don't want to go spoiling it for myself by paying too much attention to the plot. The list of clans and families have seen better days. Someone cracked the tablet and scraped off carved names. You notice a word written over the neat lines. It reads, "Traitor." The Master of Death will call all those who buried under You're right, my cat. I'm out of coffee and apparently my reading's impaired. Let's try this one again. The Master of Death will call to those who are buried under his feet. Those who rejected Vordakai will become servants to him. Great Vordakai will unite sworn enemies with a common afterlife goal, implementing his will. Sounds like a nice chap, this guy.
In due time.
I do hope that I get to meet him eventually. I might sound like I'm being sarcastic there. I don't actually know if you get to meet him in this chapter or any chapter. I'm just guessing that he is probably maybe the big bad guy of this chapter.
I need to catch my breath.
That was Octavia saying that she's tired. That is not a good sound. It is just Octavia. What do we lose? What do we lose? A fatigue character cannot charge and takes a -2 penalty to strength and dex. Doing anything that would normally cause fatigue causes fatigue characters to become exhausted. After a complete rest, fatigue characters are no longer fatigued. That'll affect that, but I don't think it will affect her. Will it affect her? Range touch attack to hit. Will be affecting it. I can't remember if there's such a thing as Remove fatigue. I have noticed I've got a couple of potions of displacement. They might be useful in a clutch. I think I'm going to ignore the fact that Octavia is fatigued. Should I? Reminds me, opening inventory. Now it's a bit overkill, just making sure that she's tip-top shape. This is the... My paladin has mercy to do it. Well, I don't have mercy. I'm a rogue after all. The dead man's face is frozen in terror. The corpse lies in an unnatural position, his back arched, his fingers clutching at his throat. That
I know what to do.
potentially suggests
That is not far.
a gaseous trap. The raven gleeful calls echo off the walls. You came, half-orc, past the ancient gate, through the valley of the dead. You've struck down all who stood in your path. Despite the danger awaiting you, you still came. My master, you knew you'd be aware of his servant. One more step, half-orc. The sanctuary of my master lies beyond. Accept your fate without fear, and Mordecai will be merciful. But remember, once you open the door before you, there's no turning back. So the cowardice of your kind overcame you after all, half-orc. Go, run from one you cannot hope to escape.
Ready for anything.
I'm gonna step outside. I'm gonna rest up if I can do so without... It's just the fact that she's fatigued that's bothering me, and I'm concerned that other people are going to start getting fatigue. Yeah, I don't know how well the game tracks time. Manage, don't use rations, and begin resting.
You shouldn't reject everything related to beauty and art. You sew very well. You may not be a paladin of Shellen anymore, but why don't you want to simply do what you're good at?
I'm good at fighting, and that's what I do. Everything else I learned at the Order is useless nonsense, and not worth even a moment of my time.
Right, into the tomb. With gusto this time, and a fully rest group. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. The thing is, I'm not overly familiar with Pathfinder. I don't think I've got anybody who can remove fatigue off the top of my head.
Done and done.
A subtle sickening smell is rising from the holes in the floor. Excuse me. No, open the... No, the door's locked. It's a gas trap. The door's gonna close. Is anybody surprised? Yeah, it's one of them where it's like they were pretty much rested in terms of spells, abilities, dailies, and the rest of it. Before I should have used Fleet Step on her, or whatever it is. Right, you go up to there.
Interesting.
Can you disarm that this turn? No, you can't. This is actually my first playthrough of it. So everything is entire massive game overhaul halfway through the 5th book. I'm excited for the new Pathfinder game. I enjoyed this one a lot until I had a massive overhaul halfway through the 5th book. Yeah, there's aspects of it, and I don't like the real-time aspect of this game when it first came out. It's just one of them where it's like I couldn't really get into it, and the real-time nature of it just made it so confusing to play and so deadly to play. So I actually waited until they implemented the turn-based mode. I've had some frustrating elements to it. There was one chapter where it was just like I just had to power through it. I've not really been playing an optimized game in terms of character mechanics. For a haven't yet tried out the I haven't tried out the turn-based mechanics yet. Yeah, I find the turn-based mechanics allows you to stop, it allows you to think, it allows you to do, at the moment I can see that if Lindsay moves away, that Lindsay will move away from this ferocious dread zombie skeleton, a cyclops, that she'll get attacked. So I can right-click and change through the movements, so I can do a full move. I can right-click once to get it to a 5-foot step, or I can do, a single move action in that direction. I'm gonna do the 5-foot step. And that puts me out of range of the attack of opportunity. Gonna disarm this trap just in case we need to back up any further. And then I'm gonna move 5 foot in that direction. Interesting.
So it's come to this.
Ferocious zombie seems to have stopped. Not entirely sure why.
Do not falter!
But I feel that it was a good idea getting out of that smog. Although some of them seem to be insistent on going back into it. But yeah, it's also one of them where I'm not very good at actually sticking with games. I have a terrible habit of getting bored halfway through and being not so much bored, but distracted by other things as well, where it's like, oh, it's interesting that they've got, like Cyberpunk 27 came out, and it's like, ooh, I want to go play that. And if I was playing this not on stream, then I would have just put this down in favor of Cyberpunk 2077 and possibly never picked it up again until I had no idea what was going on. Ow, why me?
Onwards!
One of them, I feel that this is going to be a long dungeon crawl, so I don't want to be burning.
Go down!
I could have started this fight off with a bless. I could have started this fight off with a haste. So many options available to me. But I'm like, do I want to use it just yet? Let's have a song though. And let's have some 5-foot steps back.
A calculated risk.
Thing is, I'd like to start moving away from this doorway. Because with the reach on these cyclopses, I have a bad feeling I'm going to be able to hit me, or stay out there in the fog. I'm gonna end up with problems. The other thing is, it's like, I might be slightly overprepared on the potions, the spells, and the wands. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm worried too much about. I'm pretty sure I should be fine. Right. You move back 5 feet. It's only basic. Oh. What's the difference between a dread one and a zombie cyclops? Oh, if a zombie cyclops only has a 25 strength, the dread one has 29, and hit points are slightly different. Although they're both classified as the 12 undead. That's just rude. Right, delay until after. They must come forward and try and strike it at Valerie. And the other one gets stuck in the doorway.
Stay behind me!
Now murder it! Again! Because zombies. And of course she needs a 2, but Octavia still manages to figure out how to miss.
This will hurt.
I was gonna say, as do I. A natural 1, a natural 2.
Repent.
Nice.
Let us strike as one!
We didn't stand in the fog. Should be okay. Oh no, you stood in the fog. Of course you stood in the fog. Get out of there. Somebody go back, loot the bodies very carefully. Let's not loot the bodies, because
As it should be.
I don't really care for just 100. And there's a reasonably good chance that I'm gonna have to walk out of here, and I might as well pick them up on the way out.
It is finished.
How big is the map? Meh, it's not too bad.
A trivial matter.
Finish disarming that.
A trivial
Move
matter.
back a little. I'm still not excessively fussed about these. Let's wait until they come in the corner. I don't remember this dungeon being too big, but that was like 2 years ago. Yeah, there's also, you know, so like, I don't know. It's, I'm not entirely fussed if it is a long dungeon or if it's a short dungeon. My class is Rogue. Oof. They're all going to focus on me, aren't they? Rogue Knife Master. Let's have a quick look at this. So yeah, I'm a Rogue Knife Master, level 11. I was initially focusing on punching daggers, but I've since moved over to Kuruki. It's interesting, you know, it's not a bad rogue alternative. The main difference is a sneak attack dice. Sneak stab as a knife master focuses on daggers and similar weapons, while using daggers kukri. I keep calling them Kuriki and Kukri. Punching daggers, star knives, and sai use a D8 for sneak attack rather than a D6, but everything else that would grant a sneak attack is only a D4 rather than a D6. So it's fairly easy to overcome. You just don't use anything other than that list there. I did start off with the punching daggers. But there aren't too many great ones out there in the game. I found Mother's... what are they called? Mother's Warmth and Mother's Care, which are a nice pair. Which are... so I get 4 attacks around, starting at a +12 and then a +7, and... with the sneak attack, I can fairly reliably pour out, 40 damage a hit. If only my dice roll supported that. It's very infrequent that I actually manage to get all the hits. Alright. It's not looking too good for everybody else in the way.
Consider me provoked.
Oh, that's not pleasant. Right, will you step back a little bit, Lindsay, and give us a song? And then shoot it, because you can. Can you get right in there and just start attracting their attention? Please, thanks. Bye.
Let's try this way. Calm down. Not dead yet.
So, why did I only make 1 attack?
I'm wounded.
That's not a good sign. Shoot. Let's burn this one. Gotta love Tristan. Hoping for a slightly bigger bang than that. Can you get down and mess with that one a little bit? To stop it from walking around when this one dies. Right, let's take a 5-foot step back. So it's a mistake for this one to come out. Ooh, 72 on a crit from Amory. That's nice.
You forced my hand.
This is for you.
They're magical, so I'll take them.
Focus on the goal.
Right. What do these do? These are a 3d8 plus 5. Yeah, math says that should. $2d8 plus 3. Okay, you're great. You're somewhat injured. A little one. you're fine, and you could probably just do with a couple of these medium ones. Ooh. Too much. Well, don't loot them. I want to walk around them.
In due time.
Yeah, playing it in turn-based just allows you to think through options. I mean, I tend to be a little bit reckless at times, so I'm not always the best at making full use of the turn-based, but there has been times where it's like walk into a fight, get wiped out, reload, walk into the fight, get wiped out, reload, walk into the fight, and then make sure that I'm doing absolutely everything possible. Right, this is... I don't like poisonous hydras.
To
Charge!
victory!
3 of them. Oh, we got... Oh, can we... There we go. Fast healing 12, that's not pretty. I'm not seeing any way of preventing that either. But no. There are still a couple of yeah, I'll come back. You can use it. The thing is, I tend to not use potions in combat. Because I could have started on getting rid of all these cure lights. But I've got 85 cure moderates. And I had to move around my cup and thought I accidentally drank one of them. I don't have so many of the cure series, but it's at the same token, it's all in combat. It's all it's far better if I just straight up use Tristan to spam a heal. I feel than it is to, you know, use one person's entire turn up on or most of a useful time using a potion. Right, I really don't like these guys. I've just made a mistake on that one. That didn't hit half of us. Shoot. See, this is what I said about I don't think too well. Yeah, that's not pretty. Oh, second. Shoot. Get out of there. That's not pleasant. Oh, the cloud's now dispersed. Ugh, your party is so good. I unappreciated potions till I came on Valerie's, where she got a scar. I played neutral evil. I actually put it, Christopher, I put it to my chat. And one of my good friends, Crit Commissions, who does the artwork down by the portraits and on the screens, and there's Nightbot hearing me and putting out the link. I said, what alignment should I be, being a rogue? And my friend called out, lawful good! And it's like I have been very strictly sticking to that lawful good alignment. The only one who doesn't really fit in, I feel, is Amory, being chaotic neutral. I can't remember who else I'm supposed to bring. It might have been Akundeo, maybe? Although I have a feeling he was lightly neutral. But yeah, no, it was all like, okay, I'm lawful good. I will make all the decisions to be lawful good. And when there's a dialogue box that I can't choose lawful good for whatever reason, I will work out how many steps away from lawful good each option is, and I'll generally favor lawful, no, good over lawful. In the cases where it's like, you can either choose this neutral evil or chaotic good answer. It's like, well, I kind of want to go to the lawful side.
This should do it.
What is up with me? Am I still... One more round I'm thinking about. But everything's now trying to attack Valerie, and they're just not for hitting. But yeah, I think it was last session that I was playing. So Akundeo has that moment where he wants vengeance for his already avenged family and goes a little bit cuckoo and actually attacks you.
I'll try to make this sweet.
Nothing has made me so hurt more about this bleeding alignment than the fact that I had to basically say to Akundeo, it's like, you put your comrades in arms and your Baron in danger. By my will, you are hereby banished from these lands. And that's it. He's out of the game. Yeah, it's one of them things where it's like, because I'm playing the lawful good, I've basically made up this party as soon as I found these people. And I've been sticking with them. And there's still stinking loud going around.
So it's come to this.
Hate these effects.
You can't stop me.
Oof. And I'm stunned again. It's always fun when your main damage dealer just gets stunned. I don't know if this is still considered flanked. Because I don't think me or Valerie, Amory are threatening it.
Repent!
Please hit.
Consider me provoked.
God dang it. It's an interesting choice, and it's one of them where it's like, I've thought, after the, to a certain degree, after this playthrough, I've been tempted to play it through again as a different alignment and see how much NPCs that I choose to carry around and the other aspects of the game. And also, there's a lot of replayability in this in terms of character. Because I think I did a rough count of it, and it's all like there's 40 different classes that you can play through. And so as part of that, it's like you can play the game 40 different ways. I don't think you would in their entirety, but there's options. And so when it comes, you know, I have thought after this playthrough of starting it up again. The fact that this playthrough has taken 120 hours, and another playthrough, I might not read all of the text, I might not do all the side missions. Maybe I'll do it and be able to do it in a quicker time. But yeah, I wouldn't. It's one of them where it's like, if this was a lot shorter game, I would be tempted to basically run through it on a different alignment, just to see how other choices play out. And if this thing could just stop with all of the poison, that would be much appreciated. I don't think you're not hazed anymore. How is my strength going? That is a concern. 5. Alright. Well, I know what I'm doing after this fight. Might even have to consider doing it during the fight if it keeps dragging on. By me not being able to do anything. Come on. There we go.
All according to plan.
Tristan, I need a restoration.
Time's not waiting.
There we go. Back up to 13. Right, how far down are these two? You're down 2, that's not too bad. You're down 6, that's not great. I could do another restoration. I think I'm going to click that before I do something daft and use it up on something else. But I'm just going to lesser restoration. Ooh, that's something. Turn on the lesser rod of thingamabob. And it didn't work because I think... Why didn't it work? Empowerment. Oh, it's not the... That's maximize, that's empower. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to use the lesser maximize. Duh. Yeah, I rolled a 2 on the d4, meaning that it went up to a 3. If I'd have used the maximized, it just would have been a 4. Although it could have been the 6.
Follow my lead.
Can I loot the bodies? Thank you. Bones and fish scales are scattered across the floor. Took a moment for the camera to focus there. I do believe this is the only way that I can go. Underwater stairs. Succeeded. How far am I from leveling up? Miles away. What's that? Potion of heroism. Okay.
In due
Should
time.
I really touch the odd thing on the floor? It opened up a door. That was easy. This amphora is decorated with paintings of white lotuses. The jar depicts Cyclopses engaged in competition, running a race, and from the looks of it. The surface of this pot depicts Cyclopses studying books and a manuscript. A Cyclops. I'm curious as to why it pulled out those four. Black and white geometric patterns adorn this ceramic vase.
How may I help?
Yeah, I possibly should try and conserve those.
That is not far.
I'm hoping I don't come across too much more poison. That bleeding raven.
I'm impressed. You still breathe.
I was hoping you'd remain outside. Must I kill you to keep you from hounding me?
Don't count on that. Don't count on that. I want to take a closer look on those who followed you to the sanctuary of my master. Let's start with the person closest to you. Which of your band has the honor of being your dearest friend?
That's a question and a half. Who do I consider my dearest friend? See, I have a terrible feeling in the back of my mind, if I was GMing this game, this would be a trap. Basically, the player gets to choose somebody and you're just going to remove them from the next scene. In which case, I choose Octavia because while she's not too bad at dealing damage, she's kind of useless. But as a player, not wanting to meta the game, I actually want to answer honestly. In which case it's Valerie or Tristan. But if they're removed from the next fight, I am potentially screwed. Tristan.
I'll remember your name.
Well, that's not ominous at all. Oh look, what do you know? More Cyclopses. Yeah, there is a chance that I'm going to come to regret that decision. A finger of death? They're not messing around in this place.
Tear them apart!
Do try to find the traps, everybody, before stepping on them. I think the main possibility that I'll
Let's
actually end up
try
having
this
to
way.
rest is not because of out of spells or anything
forced
like
my
that. It'll
hand.
be because Lindsay will actually one time be
I'll
out
fight
of
if I have to.
songs to sing. Please don't hit me. I'll be going after Amory. That's not pretty. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of its sparking light every time that it hits, just because it's a baned weapon. Yeah, she's got lingering song. And you're possibly right. I don't feel that Yeah, it'd possibly be worthwhile. Oh, there's a priest at the back. I do wish you'd put your hand up and say that you're a priest before I have to figure this out by you casting a spell.
Stay behind me!
So if I turn it off now, it'll stick around for a couple of
Serves you
rounds.
right.
And then she'll do her attack. But then when I turn it back on, it's only going to drop
What a
one
find.
attack.
This should do it.
And I can do that once it wears off rather than maintaining
try
it,
to make this
which will
swift.
extend the number of rounds that she can boost us for. Oof. I say oof, but it's not that bad. Let's murder this one. He doesn't seem to be overly interested in attacking us while you go bully that one into hitting me.
A calculated risk.
I do have to say that outflank, is it? What is it? Yeah, outflank. In addition, whenever you score a critical hit against a flank creature, it provokes an attack of opportunity from your allies. Has been so useful at getting off so much damage at times.
This will hurt.
As well
come
as
to
just
this.
allowing me to hit. I mean, the +4 bonus is nice. Again, Octavia with 1 when she needs a 2 to hit. I think it's just more noticeable with her because it's like you need a 1 to hit. You need a 2 to hit.
Left yourself open.
Boom. Straight
As
away,
it should
1
be.
crit hit. And it dies because Valerie and Damri both took an attack of opportunity against it. I mean, there was a reasonable chance it was going to die anyway, seeing as though, you know,
It is finished.
I just hit it for a 70 on 1 attack and there was another 3 in me.
All according to plan. A trivial matter.
There's that button there, whatever it does. There's that door, and then there's this thing. Valerie, go look at the sarcophagi. Oh, it's another one of these rags. And touch the button. Do I have... What I should have possibly done is actually bought a bunch of restorations or lesser restorations. In with me to this dungeon. I got 30 shields of faith. How long does that last? A minute a level. It's only a deflection bonus, so. Yeah. Should possibly sell off some of them potions that aren't ever going to get used.
You
But what
see
if I
that?
need them? It's always my worry that it's like at some point I will find somebody who can make use of it. And it'll be really clutch. But I don't think I'm ever going to find a moment where it's clutch to have 20 potions of Shield of Faith. Especially since though the only person that I really pay attention to There are several barely visible hatches in the ceiling. That is something I should also
I am
do,
your shield.
is drink some potions. That'll do. That'll do. And that'll do. On this bas-relief, a Cyclops clad in ceremonial robes raises the illuminated sphere aloft the Oculus of Abaddon, a gift from the Horseman of Death. At the feet of the Cyclops crawls numerous people who kneel or prostrate themselves before him. The Raven spoke of the Oculus of Abaddon, a mysterious artifact that can grant immense magical powers. But we know next to nothing about it. Perhaps Vordakai's sanctuary will have some answers. Take the Oculus of Abaddon from Vordakai. Well, at least I'm gonna die rich.
In due time.
Touch the button. Ooh. After trekking through the gloomy dungeon, we finally arrived at a heavy stone door, decorated with lots of fancy carvings. As soon as we touched it, though, we heard a click from within the wall, followed by a suspicious noise above our heads. A heartbeat later, before we'd even had a chance to guess what was happening, some rusty hatches opened above our heads, and murky water from the river began flooding the room. The room rapidly filled, threatening to trap us in the watery grave. Along with water, sand and mud from the riverbed poured in, as well as some of the underwater plants and some scared fish that weren't fast enough to escape. It can be hard to keep your cool in situations like this, but while some of us were praying to the gods or contemplating not having the time to finish Galarian's next greatest novel, the others tried to. I mean, I got a plus for a 30 trickery to a 30 DC check. Oof. Shut the ceiling hatches for a 21 and you only get a +4. I'm just going to open the door. I mean, why not? The ancient architects of this place clearly weren't expecting their ancestors just to pry open the doors while standing knee-deep in water. But our heroes did just that, and succeeded. With the door open, our group rushed out of the room, closing the door tightly behind them to cut off the water. After several minutes, the noise behind the door stopped. Maybe the prehistoric pipes got clogged with mud, or maybe the trap just shut itself off. Either way, we waited for the water to drain out through the cracks in the floor before looking back into the gloomy room that almost spelt our doom. That's where we found the remains of someone who hadn't been as lucky as we were. As the water had sucked in the mud and fish from the river, it also pulled in a twisted skeleton from some drowned adventurer, still clad in tattered traveller's clothes. The poor soul didn't have anything in their pockets to hint of who they might have been or where they came from, but we did find a pouch of coins. After one more look at the scary place, our group carefully moved on, advancing further into the depths of the sepulchre.
We will prevail!
And oh look, more Cyclopses. We got 2 from this side, some from that side. Let's have a song. Let's start the song. Let's shoot that Cyclops. And this.
Let's try
It's
this
a priest, so it shouldn't be too bad. If if I just run up and stab it. Octavia, finish it. Or roll another natural one and miss entirely. That's great. Right, what are you? Cyclops. 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 What do you know? They're all Cyclopses. That comes as no surprise to anybody. Tristan, I would like that thing dead before too long. That helped. Not as much as I would have liked. Good, that one's going after Valerie. If you could protect the rest of the memory, that would be most appreciative. Right, move out of the way. Finish off the Cycling Priest. Or don't. See, it seems a bit overkill for me to do that. I'm gonna trust everybody to be able to hit and do something with this. Of course, I forgot to move out of the way of attacks of opportunity, but okay. Valerie, keep it up. You'll be on your own for a little while. Tristan, finish it.
Repent!
Tristan can't finish it. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to leave this guy alive. There we go.
Yeah.
Murder! I could easily get 200 in damage in one round. Start moving up. No, what are you doing? I forgot I could press that button. Oh well.
You forced my hand.
Luckily, cleave only works if you actually hit the first guy.
This should do it. A calculated risk.
Right. Do me a favor and move out of there before you get murdered. Trying to think what might not provoke an attack of opportunity. There we go. That didn't.
Let us strike as
Focus on
one.
this one right here first. There's everybody in the bubble. I believe that's everybody. And that's a nice heal from Tristan.
Any last wishes?
like
I didn't even break
with
a
the murder.
sweat.
Move back a little bit again and shoot that one.
Do not falter!
Alright, focus on the guy in the corner. Should be fine now. Will the damage version do just as much damage to the undead as just that just healed? I don't think it does.
This will hurt.
I can't get in there.
Let's try this way.
Well, this is why I keep a crossbow around. Not entirely sure what the ankle breaker does, but it's bound to do something. So yeah, in theory it would. So damage is inflicted to a 1d6 of damage plus 1d6 for every 2 levels of cast, clarity levels beyond the first. Will saving throw for half. 1d6 plus 1d6 for every 2 cleric levels. However, if we look at his inventory, he's phylactery of positive channeling. Increases the amount of damage of this ability to undead creatures or heals living creatures by 2d6, so it adds to both. And then finally we need to look at his class, because he is the thaumaturgy, echolthurgy, which I don't think actually affects the healing of that, maybe. Bonded Hole is invisible. Healer's Blessing. Your cure spells are treated as if they were empowered, increasing the amount of damage healed by 50%. This does not apply to the damage dealt to undead with the cure spell. But that doesn't say anything about a channel. No, you're quite right. You would actually do just as much damage to the undead, potentially, as it healed. The thing is, though, on that note, it's a major boon for healing. I've used it a couple of times, and there's a chance that if we get absolutely surrounded, that I'll use it again for the damage aspect of it. But there's also a reasonably good chance that I'm not going to bother with that. If it's starting to look a little bit flaky. Keep forgetting that it's actually got the numbers over here rather than looking at this bar, which it's like, what is that? 43, 50, one more. There we go. Oh, let's have you
won't let
take
you
some.
down.
I mean, your health is abysmal. You're not even worth a medium one. Just saved it, and before I forget, switch back to me, switch back to the kukri.
Follow my lead.
Oh look, more
I've been
Cyclops
told
zombies.
if someone annoys you, you either pray or polish your armor. It is why my armor gleams as it does.
go, Tristan.
Tear them apart!
What? Why didn't you move?
This is where I step in.
This should do it. An
Surprise!
expected outcome.
Cleric down. There's another one over here somewhere. It's just a thick skinned. Okay. Move up to the rest of them. Emery, you're crazy enough to go to turn.
They go down!
Do it! I possibly shouldn't have done it. Another two out there. Oh, that one's another priest. Supplies!
You can't stop me!
Might as well move all the way up and then shoot. The Raven just got buffed.
A calculated risk.
Nice. We're good. Valerie succeeded in the will save. I had a terrible feeling that she was going to fail that one. Oh, no, 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 no. Oof.
So tired.
Bring it!
Consider me provoked.
Do if you dying. Please don't go after Octavia. Okay, it went.
Won't kill me.
It might do. Oh wait, no, it didn't. Right. Freedom of movement. Can I burn that? Oh god damn it.
This is for you.
And the spell is wasted because
Well.
I can't get Tristan to bleeding while cast it. I do hate that about this. Right, searing lights, magical vestments, spell magic. Use up the blindness.
Matricium Durinos.
And drink some of these. Is that some terrible rolls? Yeah, I got a 5 out of a medium healing.
That is not far.
Right. How's our inventory doing? Ooh. There's a secret door. Sprinkled with blood. Why would I choose to do that? Okay, Octavia, you need to drink some of these. Not too many of them, because you don't have any bleeding hit points, but wow. Acid arrow, aid, wisdom, couple of cure moderates.
Brace yourself. The throne room is near. Are you ready to meet Great Vorticai? Are you ready to accept the gift of serving my master?
The real question is he ready to die? For that's what awaits him at my hands.
My master awaits. But before you enter his presence, Vorticai has no use for the weak, nor any who beg for mercy. But he sees value in using such souls as heralds for his coming. The question is, who is weakest among you? Who should be sent away, disregarded? Pick the weakest among you to fly from here in fear and serve Vorticai in their flight. The great Vorticai will let them keep their lives, but makes no promises after this.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What? What are you trying to say, Crow? My name is Amiri, and I'll kick him into dust, then pour him back into his coffin.
The raven makes no response. It peers at you for a moment, then calls loudly and takes flight into the darkness. Well, there's a secret door over here. Let's hope it doesn't lead to the throne room and our immediate deaths. Watch this be the secret door that leads to the throne room and our immediate deaths. The bas relief depicts the cataclysm, cracking earth, crumbling houses, and the dead and dying, their hands desperately reaching towards the sky. One of those loading screen hints should be standing out to you right now if you've seen it. Save early, save often? That's a common loading screen. Ooh. Forsaken Edge. That sounds like fun. Unholy. Yeah. I don't see the point in unholy weapons when you're mainly fighting good guys. Bad guys. You are the good guys.
In due time.
So a little bit of a treasure room. What about names? Yeah, no, I do not recall it at all, but no spoilers. If I remember it when I see options, then I'll remember it. Run away.
Hey! Can someone help me?
That's not good. It seems to be following us. Woo! I got 3 hit points left. Use. Oh no, you don't need another one. And you can take a small one. Oh, that's still going off. Well, that's a bit of a situation, ain't it?
All according to plan.
Well, I'm not liking this. True Strike, Stinking Cloud, Shield, Searing Lights, Prayer, Magic Missile, Lightning Bolt, Grease, Good Hope, Freedom Movement, Fireball, Fine Traps, Expeditious Retreat. Try to dispel magic? I'm pretty sure I've got a dispel magic around somewhere. Nope, did absolutely nothing for me.
prepared.
Oh, does it only affect... Oh, it only affects a user.
Anything is possible.
Well, Lindsay, you are now bait. Run, Lindsay, run! She made it! Potion of heroism, invisibility, mage armor, E. I'm looking for an E's. Eagle Splendor, enlarged person, Fox's cunning, heroism. Shit. I mean, Octavia can use it. But nobody else has anything. Acid, cold, electricity, fire, sonic. Good. Negative is energy, isn't it? About the only thing that I can think is haste. And it seems a terrible waste of haste just to sprint across the room. But getting out of there took me to 3 hit points.
As it should be.
I think I'm gonna have to use it. Fly, my minions! Trying to make sure that all 5 of them are there. Come on. Who's missing? That's my concern. All 5 of you. Go there. Not too shabby. Octavia does have Dimension Door, of course she does.
What's the holdup?
And you may also bring all friendly creatures within 10-foot radius around you. God dang it. I wish I paid more attention to the chat. That is precisely what that spell is for. And I just burnt haste running across the room like a maniac.
You can count on me.
And then I rolled really badly on these potions. How does that work? 2d8 plus 3. I got a 6 and a 9. Alright. Anyway, what's done is done. Did somebody say something? Go down, go deeper into this tomb filled with ancient evil. Said Tristan.
What's that?
Interesting. What a find! A trivial matter. It is finished.
Shield F. That's what I'm looking for. Good hope, freedom of movement, fireball, find traps. Tristan and O'Harm.
I believe I found something.
So many traps.
A trivial matter. A trivial matter.
So I can use Octavia's dimension door to get out at least. That's something I can hang on to. Trap triggered.
It is finished.
It's just not my lucky day.
The bas relief depicts Cyclops performing bloody rituals. Wand of vampiric touch.
What troubles you?
Here I
Why don't people have their pets
Give
in?
the order.
You should always have your pets in. And use them to find traps by flinging them into them. It's a joke. You shouldn't do that with your pets. Oh look, greater zombie Cyclops.
To arms!
Good zombie priest.
This will hurt.
While they're flat-footed. I don't even know if this is a big bad guy yet. But he's big, and he's a bad guy.
Let's try this way.
Come on, make him explode. Or just miss a lot. It's precisely what we need right now. You're just missing a lot. God dang it, Chiron.
I'll try to make this swift.
Oh look, another big guy. Just what I always wanted, to collect them.
Serves you right.
Onwards!
Oh, come on. 4 attacks and not bloody one of them. Rage.
I'll fight if I have to.
See, until I see Vodkai, I don't really want to be using everything up. But I have a feeling that I need to use some of these things.
So it's come to this.
Run away, Cyclops. Chiron, run away.
You deserved it.
I'm in a whole world of hurt. I do now start wondering if any large or small. I'm pretty sure these guys constitute a large.
Esmo, Axe, yes.
Reflex saving throw succeeded. How? How does a giant have a good reflex saving throw? Right, I am in desperate need of healing. Most people are a little bit injured, it's not a total waste. Down the hole you.
They go down!
Nice. Don't.
Nav, Orma.
This should do it.
God dang it. Come on, just hit. Somebody hit. There we go. Right. Might all need to run away a little bit to encourage these people to come towards us. Of course he managed to crawl out of the pit. Who's the other slow one? Oh, Valerie, that was a terrible time to fail on the saving throw. That is a very bad moment to save on the saving throw. Wait, what? DC 12 and rolled a 10 and failed on the saving throw against hold person. What does that do for your AC? It doesn't tell me. Oh no, dex bonus is -5. So you're still the most armored person we've got. Right, everybody else is retreating for the moment. Versus an 8. Oh, that's gonna sting. Get over there. Get over there. Fall in the hole. Go on. Fall in the hole.
So, Taya.
Where's this dimension door? Because I need to get back in there.
Yes.
We have arrived. This was a terrible idea. I mean, she doesn't have much. Well, she's got their prayer enemies and hold person. But I also don't have any dispel magics left. Right, he fell back in the hole. Great stuff. You, die. Although maybe I should have done the challenge. Oh. Balderdash. Sing us a song, Wednesday. Sing us a song.
Oh, right.
2 hit points less. Go, tank it.
Consider me provoked.
A calculated risk.
Thank you for missing. Everyone back up a touch. Mainly so we don't accidentally fall down the hole. The thing is, now that it's an acid pit, it's one of them where it's all like, no, don't split it, just equip a bunch of them, we'll start drinking potions in combat. The same goes for you, Valerie. Seven. Are you kidding me? And now that it's an acid pit rather than just a pit, it's one of them where it's like it makes sense to leave it going for its full duration as long as the thing inside of it keeps failing to get out of it. Because it's still doing damage. That's a bigger one than most. Take that off you before I accidentally drink it. I think if you keep trying to add when the bar is full, they stack. I think they've tweaked it at some point because I've seen it do some really weird things in places where it's all like there's Tristan's with his stacks of 0. Not entirely how you end up with a stack of 0. Oh.
You forced
Acid
my
pit is
hand.
over. Charge! Murder it! Murderize it! There we go. Probably gonna have to look at dropping some stuff. Maybe. It doesn't affect us while it's like this. But it will affect the overland movement when we finally get out of here. Right. Valerie. Use some of these until you're feeling better. Right, okay, so that was a bit of a taste of the things to come. Right, quick equip. No, it's just started replacing things out. And I don't know what was there! Could have been important. You friend or so?
Coming.
An ancient soul eater. Usually them things are foes. I mean, it's not attacking me. Loot the box.
A trivial matter.
Scorching ray. Okay. Chiron, the darkness calls to you. Tristan, death whispers your name. Amory, breathe and for the last time. Oh, they're gonna focus. I think I did save. Yeah, I saved and then did a bunch of things. I mean, there's just that box the other side. So, these things are going to go after neutral evil outsider. You're not undead. How dare you not be undead? Oh, can't affect them because we're not named. Oh, that's sneaky. And we can't affect each other's. Question is, though, we can still buff each other. AoE effects, maybe. The thing is, it's all like Tristan, Karen and Anri would just attack that round. Might be able to get them with some AoE effects, but I could do it with people not being in my way. But what I can do I want to do this here? I think I want to do this here. Let's have some more hit points for everybody. Even Tristan's made it over 100. There's literally nothing Valerie can do in this one apart from stand in the way.
This will hurt.
Hey, night. God dang it. So close. Right, AoEs. You mentioned AoEs. Oh, lightning bolt. Ooh, that's a bit close. But it'll work. It didn't. Octavia overcome the spell resistance of the ferocious Soul Eater. Reflex saving throw failed. No damage. AoE effects do not help. All I can do is buff. Good to know. It's good to know. We're learning. Which also means that I can displace Tristan. Valerie had dazzling display, which worked. Yeah. Wand of Bane, Wand of Bless, Wand of Prayer. Wand of Prayer won't hurt. And the Wand of Searing Light. Okay, that's what we're going to kill this thing with. Right, let's have a Wand of Prayer go out. for a little bit extra buff. Move back 5 feet, causing it to have to move forward 5 feet. If I could just make my attack rolls, I won't be in any more pain.
Let's try this way.
Come on! You've got to be shitting me. This game. Look at it. Look at it. How many hit points does that thing have? It's got a tiniest little red bar right there. Right there. I can barely see it. I'm having to lean just to be able to see it. Can Chiron hit it? With 2 attacks at a plus 17 and 2 attacks at a plus 12 against an AC of 23. No, he can't. Where down he deserves to die some days. Move as close as possible. Maybe you can get a flanking bonus. Right, is there anything else that I can do? Magic missile? No? Always hits? Yeah. I think. Right, and now move back 5 feet. And no, wrong fucking button. I wanted the searing light one. Just stand in between. You deserve that. You might also be running low on wisdom. That's all you needed to do the first 5 times. 6. He missed 6 attacks in a row. Right. You stop raging. You got 1 rage left. You move towards Tristan, hit him barely. Tristan moves 5 feet back, and then Searing Lights you. Fails to overcome the spell resistance. Alright, it's not the end of the world. We can do this. Stay close to Lindsay just in case she needs to reapply blur to you, or whatever it is I'm using, displacement. What's the displacement? 7 minutes. God dang it. I wonder if we can actually buffer it out. Oh, I can reach past people. Where's one of them little alcoves that we had earlier? Just stack loads of people between Tristan and it. Form a wall. You shall not pass. I mean, I'm not concerned about him excessively, Because he's got 102 hit points. It's just trying to kill this thing. With just his abilities, that's a problem. What else do I have in the damaging? Screw it. You remember how to use the thing, don't you, Tristan? Hiya! His first one's not too bad. It's a 10. I mean, I should also have a Wand of True Strike, but it's an action, isn't it? But at the same token, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not usable by him, though.
I'll try to make this swift.
You go, Tristan. Nice. I forgot to move it. I got arrogant, I got cocky. Alright, he's no longer up.
So it's come to this.
Oof. And so let's have another displacement on Tristan. He goes around, it gets one attack, it still hits. Come on, Tristan. Just another round where you get really lucky on them die rolls. Thing is, this is one of the segments of a game where it's like, it's such a difference between sort of like what you do on the first playthrough not knowing what's going on and what you do on the next playthrough when you know what's going on. Ooh. Boom. I mean, okay. Burnt a lot of spells to get through that. Could have done with a little bit of respite. Just a smidgen in the middle there. Who did that hit? Octavia. Okay, not the end of the world. They've got whatever it is for multiple attacks around. That's not pleasant. Oh wow, I've got 4 rounds of Inspire Courage left. Arrgh. And also sing us a song. The Good Hope's a +2. The song is a +3. The song is better, but it's gonna run out soon. This thing's not immune to precision damage. That's not pretty. Are we going to start hitting the problem of people running out of wisdom? What? Focus on the murder call. Nope. Welcome, Milky Z3211. Greetings and salutations. I am Karen Russell. Currently playing through Pathfinder Kingmaker. Getting really frustrated that the game didn't even give me a breathing point between basically screwing me over in this. But at the same token, that's a morale bonus, that's not going to do anything. Restoration, how is people doing for these stats? It's only -3, it's -2. Do not know Death, or he might know Death Ward, but I don't have it prepared, I don't think. Yeah, I don't have Death Ward prepared.
This is for you!
I can't get her to move. Oh, shoot. Did manage to get her to move back. But didn't do it as a 5-foot step. These quarters are terrible. Don't know if that just helped. Is that someone that's reasonably injured?
This should do it.
But yeah, thank you for the follow. I stream 5 times a week. Pathfinder Kingmaker Tuesdays, Thursdays. A Hitman, I'm gonna say. I'm using the Hitman 3 engine, but I'm actually playing the game pretty much from the start. So it's Hitman 1 at the moment. Missions on Fridays. I co-op game with Mecca_UK, who's occasionally in the chat. Tristan just trying to hit him. Why not? And on Saturdays and on Mondays I'm continuing a playthrough of Cyberpunk 2077. Right, I don't think Serenity did much for me, but oh, Lindsay has haste. I did not know she had haste. Make with the murder. Or don't, as you'll want to do. Oh, Lindsay died. Hey, Lindsay can die.
Bring it.
I didn't want to do that. How do you like them apples? That one. No, that's not what killed Lindsay, but
I'll fight if I have to.
need to get you a better stick. You're just gonna lie there. Why can't you strike the one that everybody else is striking? Where are you in that mess? Yeah, you literally just need to turn around. You don't need to walk all the way around. Alright, murder that one.
A calculated risk.
Or don't murder that one.
Tear them apart!
You forced my hand.
Maybe I should have been using the sword on Tristan for a lot longer than I have been doing. And maybe Octavia with the stick as well. You keep lying there. Do not make it feel like you're alive. The moment it figures out you might be alive. Ghosts are so much fun to fight. These aren't ghosts. They're not undead. If it was undead, Tristan would be the bomb in this. Because this channel positive energy, damage, undead. 30 points of damage to all undead. These are not ghosts. They're ancient soul eaters who are outsiders. Immune to poison, stun, critical hits. Sleep, paralyzed, stunned, prone, flanking, sneak attack damage. So much. Right, let's go back to the crossbow now. Oh yeah, they look like spooky ghosts. It's just they're not classified as spooky ghosts. Because if they were spooky ghosts, this might have been slightly easier. Also, ghosts, well, maybe ghosts do drain your, wisdom. I mean, you just missed the part where Tristan, of all people, actually had to get a blade out and actually stab something. That was fun. There we go. That's one more down. He is a lot better with the blade. I mean, he might not have as many buffs on him now, but... Right, Lindsay, you can now stand up. Congratulations, you're back in the land of the living. Move away from the creepy thing. Come on! Ooh, hey, I actually hit it. Right. Okay. Nobody's permanently dead. Lindsay has no wisdom left. I barely have any wisdom left. Anne-Marie was one away from being dead. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, it is one of them where it's like you're probably, if you're interested in watching, Nightbot should actually have, I mean, it won't be as interactive, that if you go to my YouTube, I've actually got them all recorded since session 1, and I've been doing inventory management and level up management on screen. I've not broadcast anything. There are 2 mistakes in the archive. Session 12 part 2 is missing. I accidentally uploaded session 12 part 1 twice, and session 25 is missing as well. Unfortunately, you know, these things happen and they're just gone in the ether forevermore. But at the same token, if you do want to watch basically this from the start with me talking, you don't get to see my face for the sort of like first few. I can't remember when I got the camera. But yeah, it's all there in most of its entirety, if you don't want spoilers. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, and yeah, unfortunately, spoilers are abound. I read out all the text, I scream a lot, and I also go back and my kingdom management settings. I am doing the kingdom management. So yeah, I'm playing on normal difficulty. I have the kingdom management is somewhere in this list. It's on normal. I don't have the invincible kingdom. Maybe I should have done. Although, you know, if I do actually fail it, what I'll do is I'll reload and then tick the box. Can I change it? Yeah, I can change that. And so, yeah, the kingdom management is one of them where it's all like, I feel they could have done more with it. It needs a lot more work in terms of this is what you're doing with it. And tutorials. Because it's only really... yeah, I'm not a fan of it, but I'm doing it for the whole comprehensive experience. Could do with doing more directional help and also telling you why it may or may not be important and what may or may not be important, because it's all like, yeah, I got a kingdom, I'm running it, don't know if I'm running it anywhere near efficiently. I mean, I do like the fact that under the options you can actually turn it off, let the AI deal with it. I don't know whether it basically just cuts that section from the game and allows you to carry on your merry way. I did just see the Invincible Kingdom option, so you can't lose a game by poorly managing the kingdom. So that's not the worst thing in the world. And Dubery wants it, Flibbery Flob, Wrath of the Righteous. That's the other question that got asked. Yes, I am thinking about playing Wrath of the Righteous whenever it comes out. I will actually be owning the completed edition. The beta is out. If you're interested in Wrath of the Righteous, Paizo on Saturday, I believe, is doing like an 8-hour stream of the beta. But yeah, can't lose a 100-hour save when you mess it up. That's my concern. I'm leaving it not as an invincible kingdom for the moment, so that I know when and where I've screwed up, if I do screw it up a little bit. But at the same token, I've been saying for a few weeks now, when I'm sort of like dealing with the kingdom management of sort of like, this game is gonna suck real hard if it gets to, you know, like hour 200 of playing this. Because I've been talking to people in my chat, because I've been sort of like going off topic, I'm reading out all of the text. I'm 135 at the start, 125 at the start of the stream, so by the end of the stream in like 10 minutes, I will have been playing for 128 hours. If it turns out that I've been doing something wrong, that's fair enough. But if I lose the game because of that, if I'd not have discovered the Invincible Kingdom, I would have just been sort of like, quit, uninstall, I'm done, I really don't want to be here. So yeah, the game has a few frustrating parts. I've been working through most of them. Luckily there's Josh in chat who has been very helpful with sort of like guidance on that part. I'm trying to do this with minimal guidance because it is sort of like my first playthrough and I don't want everything spoiled for me. But at the same token, if I'm about to make a game-ending mistake, there have been times where it's like, you know, shout it out if I'm making a game-ending mistake. But if I've already made the mistake, don't tell me. But yeah, I am kind of looking forward to Wrath of the Righteous. I'm interested to see what new mechanic they're bringing in, because I think they're bringing in a mechanic either alongside the kingdom management or getting rid of kingdom management and bringing in something else. I don't know. It was one of them. It was like, oh yeah, Pathfinder Kingmaker is a good game. I'll buy Wrath of the Righteous while it's on Kickstarter. I've not paid any more attention. Yeah, the classes are ridiculous, in my humble opinion, because there's like 40 classes, and that's not including the prestige stuff. They've really gone to town on those, and I'm hoping, to a certain extent, because I know that they've not gone exhaustive in all of the classes. Even the base classes aren't all in there. There's no gunslinger, there's no witch. There are two that I'm aware of, mainly thanks to the Glass Cannon podcast. Yeah, army management instead is the thing for Wrath of the Righteous. How that all plays out, I'm not entirely sure. Is it going to become more... Is it going to become a little bit like... Heroes of Might and Magic. That's a word. That's a game that I'm... They have Witch in the game? Do they have Witch in the game? I thought they didn't have Witch. See, I'm coming up to the end of stream, and I don't usually do this, but I'm now very curious. Because I could have sworn Witch was omitted. I'm going to just go back to the main menu. I'm going to check this out on character creation. Carnage played a little, and I saw... Don't care. Create new character. Sure, why not? Tiefling, why not? There's no witch. Ah, there we go. Yeah. What I'm hoping for is basically they've been able to just add in more classes and kept all that are originally there, because that was one of the things when it's like somebody said that, you know, I found out that somebody was doing a Pathfinder game, and I know how ridiculous the number of... Yeah, we're talking about Wrath of the Righteous. It's just all like, you said they have Witch in the game, and it's like, you didn't clarify which game. That's all. Right, okay. I need to think about what I'm doing for... Because I think I'm going to rest about here. Because Lindsay is... Just got back up to Wisdom. Got one Wisdom for Amory. Valerie's not looking so hot. So, right. Spellbook. Let's switch out. I never use Venom Spit. I've not really been using that. I'm going to put in a couple of restorations. How's my lesser restoration? That's gone. Bear's Endurance, that can go. I used Mass Bear's Endurance. So let's put in another lesser restoration. I don't feel that there's anything I need to switch out for Octavia. Let's burn these channels. And then make a camp in the corner. So yeah, I'm hoping for Wrath of the Righteous. They get to add in some new classes and keep all of the classes that they've currently got. Yeah, Heroes of Might and Magic, they had a lot of new classes in Wrath, which is, you know, very interesting. Do I eat? I don't think I want to eat that yet, but what else do I have? Go an extra 6 hours. No. Temporary hit points per level. Maybe. Saving throw all day. Saving throw seems like a good idea. You can't cook here. What? You've got a campfire! I can see it. It's right there, in the middle of you. Right, fine, rest.
Lindsay, do you have a spare shirt? Mine is just holes after yesterday's brawl.
Of course I do, but I think it'll be too short for you. It would be funny to see, but it wouldn't be comfortable for you.
I barely turned around and bam! I don't know how my shield didn't crumble to pieces from the blow. My arm and shoulder scalded me for 2 days before I got to a healer. So whenever I hear someone say that they'll do without a shield on the battlefield, I'll always remember that ogre. If I didn't have a shield, I don't think I'd be here. I don't know where I would be now. To be honest, intelligent creatures frighten me more than mindless monsters. It's amazing their ability to conceal the rotten core from behind the front of politeness. I remember one night. Why are we having this discussion right now? We got 3 minutes before I'm wrapping up the stream. I met him once. I met him at one of the Brethwick mercenary camps. He noticed me amongst the others and got it into his head that I had to be conquered. Like some prize or honorary trophy. In 2 days, the whole camp knew I was his intended, and would surely belong to him. Just give him time. And this wasn't the only smug scoundrel life had thrown at me. Supposedly gallant gentlemen who expect one only thing from a woman: to be obedient and inarticulate. Sounds disgusting. Yes, that's exactly how you feel, disgusted. And should you turn from idol into living person and refuse, then at that moment, gallant sir sees you as an ungrateful wretch. I think perhaps you simply haven't met any truly gallant gentlemen. Really? And how do you think a truly gallant gentleman would behave? Why, by inquiring after the wishes of the gallant dame. Oh, I see you're from that endangered tribe. It's comforting to know men like you still exist. That's probably why I'm still with you. I mean, in your party. So, where was I? Anyway, we have to go. Lead us, Chiron. So, yeah, okay, I'm gonna call the stream here. Let's have a little bit of a chat after this. Just talking. There we go. So, yeah, I'm interested for Wrath of the Righteous. I might not be streaming it straight away on Twitch. It's only because apparently I'm romancing Valerie. It's one of them. It wasn't intentional to romance her, but at the same token, I can't help be but a nice guy around her. Because I really do feel for her, and the pedestal that she got propelled upon for being a attractive lady in a temple of Shaylin. And all the stuff that she comes out with, it's just, you know, like that conversation, it's disgusting. And, you know, it's one of them where it's all like, well, I'm just going to be the nice guy, and apparently that's how you romance Valerie. So, hey, could be worse. Could be trying to romance a goblin. So yeah, there are other games that I would like to play. Yeah, the lawful options do draw us together as well. Playing a rogue who is a very lawful good rogue, it's painful to watch. It's painful to play. But at the same token, it's not too bad. But yeah, there are other games I want to play. If you look in my notes below, there's one where it's got a list of games, and I do actually need to add Mass Effect Legendary Edition into there, where it's coming out, or it's just come out, where it's all 3 Mass Effect games, updated, new engine, all the DLCs, very pretty. Might buy that and play that on stream. Mass Effect 2, it did feel like one of the better ones, but I played Mass Effect 1 from start to finish. It was okay for its time, and then Mass Effect 2, I played to about halfway through, and then I do what I usually do with video games, put them down for a little while, and then when I pick them back up again, I have no idea what's going on. So I've never actually managed to get around to finishing 2. I own 3. I got given it for free from EA for a thing. So yeah, I own 3, but I've never actually played it. So, you know, it's one of them where it's like, might buy the Legendary Edition, do them all on stream. But there's so many other games in my collection that I've not played through. And, you know, just by the general completion times of them, it shouldn't take as long as Pathfinder. So depending on how long Pathfinder Kingmaker takes, where I'm up to in my gaming, as soon as Wrath of the Righteous comes out, might not be featured on stream. But at the same token, it might feature on stream if it's, I don't know when it's out and what I'll be doing at that time. I also might make it, because what I'm thinking of doing is after I've finished Pathfinder Kingmaker is I'll promote Cyberpunk 2077 to the twice a week stream. Just to get that finished off, and then start another game on the Mondays. And then, you know, don't know where I'll be up to. Wrath of the Righteous might come out, it might blow me away, and I'll sort of like start streaming that on the Mondays, and then whenever I finish off the main game, continue on streaming. It also kind of depends on what Paizo do. Paizo have started following me on Twitter. And if I actually get round to retweeting one of my tweets that I go live, then it might be a case of I'll continue playing, you know, it depends on when they retweet. If they retweet like tomorrow, or you know, I've not checked my phone at the moment, but if they retweeted sort of like this session, and that's why I've got a few more people pop in, and if they continue retweeting it until I finish Pathfinder Kingmaker, then sure, once Pathfinder Kingmaker is over, I'm just going to bench it and move on to something else. I have a terrible feeling with how reactive they are. Yeah, they follow me on Twitter now. I am one of the last I checked, there was 888 people that they follow, and I am one of them. The thing is, their Twitter game is not strong, as far as I'm aware. It's like, they'll like my tweets. They've been liking my tweets for a while. Did they like my tweet today? I don't think they have done. Although I have actually just noticed that's where maybe Shifu came from. If you're still around in the chat. I'm trying to find out. Come on, switch accounts. I've got my private account and my public account on here. I gotta follow. Yeah, no, okay. So they've not liked it today. They've never retweeted one of them. But this is the thing, if they retweet, so like, if it gets to my last session and then they start retweeting my Pathfinder Kingmaker, it's all like getting that level of publicity, it feels like I'm shooting myself in the foot a bit. And what I might do, depending on how the game ends, is actually roll up a new character and play through Pathfinder Kingmaker a second time. Maybe turn up the difficulty to sort of like strictly by the rules. Maybe because at the moment I'm playing it on normal, which is actually slightly easier than the tabletop game. Might turn off the kingdom management if that doesn't really, at the moment I don't feel that the kingdom management is adding much to the game as it stands. So that'll help speed it up, and there might be certain parts of it that I'll skip over because it's like, I don't, at the moment everybody who comes up to me and says, oh, I've got a companion quest that I would like you to follow up on. It's like, sure, we'll do it. I've also got the 2 DLC that add onto the game that I can play for a bit after the main campaign is gone, done and dusted. So, maybe. But yeah, to a certain degree, if Paizo start retweeting my every session, then I might go for more Paizo-orientated stuff, especially if Wrath of the Righteous is out before I finish Pathfinder Kingmaker. It will make sense just to try and get that publicity. But at the same token, I'm not holding my breath. Nor is anybody holding that to me. They might start retweeting me, and I might just decide after Pathfinder Kingmaker is over, I am done with this genre of game for a while, and play something completely random. I don't know. Not decided yet. Anyway, thank you for joining me. As I mentioned during my stream, I stream 5 times a week. Tuesday, Thursdays, Pathfinder Kingmaker at different times. Tomorrow, roughly the same time, I will be playing through Hitman World of Assassination. I'm currently up to like the 3rd proper mission. If you check out my YouTube, it's got my first session for that. Saturdays, I will be back with Owlcat UK, playing some co-op game, possibly Deep Rock Galactica, something I don't know. We've not decided yet, and we very rarely do until like half an hour beforehand. And on Monday, I will be playing Cyberpunk 2077. The times do vary, so I recommend that you check the schedule below, where it converts it to your local time frame. And yeah, that's just going to about wrap it up. I forgot to restart the background music, but that's not a problem. What we're just going to do is I'm going to see who is online and see if there's anybody worthwhile raiding. It's probably, if she's around, it'll be Half-Singer Games. Because at the moment she's doing D&D prep-ish stuff. Yeah, Half-Singer Games is around, so we're gonna jump on over there and
Oops.
Oops.
That was like one of the front curtains there.
Doop-a-doo. There we go. I think I caught that. Sorry, a video started playing in the background. Was half expecting it, so I think you might have got it out of that. So yeah, let's go raid Half-Singer Games while I shut down the channel. Yep. Have fun, take care, be safe. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're on my YouTube, or just follow and come back next time. If you're on my Twitch. Half-Singer Games. Number of times I've been spelling that wrong recently. Alright, tidy bye.